Hello, my name is Julia and welcome back to my channel where every Sunday I upload a new yoga video for you. Unfortunately last Sunday I did not though, and I have a reason for that. I was actually on holiday in Palma de Mallorca and I was so excited to film a beautiful rooftop yoga video with a lovely view with the sea in the background, and to be honest it looked great. However, the audio quality was horrible. It was a beautiful breezy day, but the microphone just picked up way too much wind. So I saved that one for you so you didn't have to go close to the computer while you're practicing, and instead I'm very happy to be back here on the mat with you in my home. So today's class is going to be another one of your favorites, which is the deep stretch morning yoga classes. And I'm also very excited for this. I've had a holiday where I did a little bit of practicing, but not enough. So I'm very excited to be back with you on the mat for another one of our favorites. So if that sounds good to you, sorry for the longer intro than usual, let's get started in a comfortable seated position. So find yourself in a cross-legged seated position, or you can also sit onto the heels. Just rest your hands on your thighs for a moment and close off your eyes if they aren't already. And let's just start today's class by connecting with our breath. Something that I was very excited to do while I was near the sea, connecting to the deep Ujjayi oceanic breathing. Those beautiful deep inhales and exhales that we cultivate throughout our practice. And not only through doing this do we energize the body and fill it up with oxygen, but we also anchor ourselves into the present moment. These beautiful, deep, continuous inhalations and exhalations remind us to be present and here now. So even in a holding posture, our breath continues to move with the present moment. So let's make our intention today to flow with that in mind, to flow with our breath. So let's start deepening the breath if you haven't already, and see if you can make it as deep as it can go. Really inhaling, allowing the chest to fill up and the lungs, maybe even directing the breath all the way into the belly and letting the belly expand like a balloon. Exhaling out the nose from the belly and the chest. And then take a deep inhale through the nose. And this time let's sigh out the mouth, exhale. That felt really good, so let's do one more. Inhale through the nose, filling up as much as you can. And then exhale, sighing out the mouth. Beautiful. You can keep the eyes closed or gently open them now. We're going to start with a little bit of neck release. So slowly drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And if you'd like to, you can also walk your left fingertips away from you on the mat, lengthening out this left side of the neck and the shoulder. And if you'd like to, you can welcome some movement here, maybe even just gently bringing the chin up towards the sky and down towards your chest. Again, staying connected with our breath. And if you find any areas of tension, maybe just hold there and direct the breath here, just holding still. I have some tension in my upper shoulder, so sometimes I like to bring my chin all the way down towards my right shoulder, and then I can feel that a little bit deeper into the back of the shoulder. But wherever you are, take one more deep breath here. Exhale out the nose. Beautiful. Let's come through center and take it over to the other side. So first, just dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. And if you did on the other side, walking your fingers out too. And staying in stillness or bringing in some nice gentle motion here. Gently opening up the upper body. Moving the shoulders, both of them, away from the ears. Allowing some length in the neck. Unfortunately, with today's world, with our phones and with our computers and our screens, we're hunched over a lot of time. So it's nice to just start with gently opening up the upper body before we start moving and connecting it to the rest. One last breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's come through center. Inhale the arms up overhead. And then exhale, we're going to bring the right hand down towards the side and leaning over to the right, getting a nice side bend here. And trying to make this, as the class entailed, as deep as possible. So if you're feeling tight today, stay up high. However, if you're feeling nice and flexible or you'd like to give it a go, you can start bending at your right elbow as we lean over. Making sure to stay open, so keeping the chest open towards the sky. And if you're feeling flexible enough, you can also drop down onto the elbow and onto the forearm and feel that stretch intensify, energetically pulling your left hip down towards the mat. One more breath here. Inhale. And allow the exhale to pull you up wherever you are. Let's take it to the other side. Left hand comes down, right arm comes up and over. Side bending and stretching out and opening up the right side. Inhaling here, maybe bending at the elbow. Maybe dropping down already. Feeling that stretch all the way from the hip to the fingertips. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly coming up. Let's come into a butterfly pose. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. I'm going to turn to the side so you can face me, or you can see me more. And bringing the hands onto the ankles and just flutter your butterfly wings as you inhale and lengthen the spine. Open the chest, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, we're going to slowly walk the hands out in front of us and fold over. So take whatever butterfly pose feels good for you now. It's quite an intense stretch for the beginning of class. That's why I want you to be nice and gentle as we're just starting to open up the back body and also get a little bit into the hips. Oh, this might feel quite intense for the hips actually already. So staying as high or getting as low as you feel you would like. If you're feeling already quite open, as I am this morning, maybe you want to walk all the way out and see if your forehead can touch your toes. Making sure to keep your seat on the mat here so we're not lifting up. And we're making sure to drop the shoulders away from the ears and just folding nicely, nice and calm. One last breath here, inhale. And again, let's get the exhale, allowing us to walk our hands back in towards our body and cross over at the ankles and make your way into a tabletop position and then tuck the toes under, and let's lift all the way up into downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to open up the back of the body here, so dropping your head down, shaking the head, making sure that the upper body, as we've opened it now, stays nice and relaxed. Bending one knee at a time and stretching out the back of each leg. Now let's press the right heel into the mat. So we're bending the left knee and we're feeling that nice stretch along the back of the right leg. This can feel quite intense, especially in the morning. This feels very tight for me. Let me know how it feels for you. But it's nice to just linger here for a moment and open up the back. Let's switch sides. So bending the right knee now, pressing the left heel down. Breathing here. Feeling that beautiful stretch all the way from the ankle and the calf, all the way up the back of the leg to the glutes. Inhale and exhale. Okay, coming through center, let's step the left foot in between the hands at the top of the mat and drop the right knee down. We're coming into our low lunge position. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead and then slowly bring the arms behind you, interlace the fingers. We're coming into a shoulder opener here in our low lunge. If your knee is troubling you, make sure to roll up your mat or place something under it. Otherwise, let's all just press our hands together. Keep trying to get the palm of the hands together and trying to activate the fists away from the body. So you're really opening up the chest here while you're getting a beautiful stretch in the hip flexor on the right side. Breathing here, inhaling, gazing up. Working on your balance. Exhale. Inhale, maybe lengthen the fists away from you a little bit more. And exhale, maybe sit a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Release the hands, maybe shake it out. Place the hands on either side of the left foot and let's come back into a hamstring stretch. So bringing the hips over the heel and then flexing that front foot. Just folding over here, we're just going to stay here for one deep breath, flexing the toes closer towards the body to intensify the stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Coming back through center, and then we're going to toe heel our left foot to the outside of the mat and come into lizard pose. So you can stay here and drop the hips down and open the chest up, or you can tuck the back toes under and lift the knee off the mat as well. Seeing if that makes it feel a little bit different for you, a little bit more intense. And if you'd like to, you can also sway from side to side or just stay here. Taking one more deep breath here. Inhale, activating the ankle towards the back of the mat. And exhale. And then slowly, if your knee was on the mat, lift it. We're going to step forward into our yogi squat. So using a little bit of core strength here, spring forward and bring your right foot also to the outside of the mat. Toes pointed out, heels pointed in. Sit your hips down. Place your hands at heart center, your elbows on the inside of the thighs, and open up into a nice yogi squat. 2 deep breaths here, lengthening the spine and the crown of the head towards the sky, as well as grounding the hips and through the feet. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Dropping the hands down, we're just going to take it straight to the other side. So we're going to step the left foot back here and we're coming now into lizard pose on this side. Again, taking whatever variation you did on the other one. You can either drop the knee down or keep it lifted. Staying here for 2 breaths, either moving or in stillness. And staying with our intention, connecting with the breath the entire time. Allowing you to use the breath to get deeper into each of these poses. Beautiful. And then let's slowly drop that knee. We're going to toe heel now the foot into the middle of the mat this time and come into our hamstring stretch. So bring the hips over the heel, flex that front foot and just walk forward for 1 slow breath. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Slowly coming forward here and let's lift up into our low lunge, bringing the arms up overhead and then all the way behind the back. Interlacing the fingers the opposite way, so the way that feels probably a little bit weird. And we're opening the chest here and sinking the hips down. Holding here, deep inhale. And exhale. Opening again for inhale. And then slowly bringing the hands down onto the mat. Tuck the back toes under and find yourself into downward facing dog. Breathing here, pushing the hips up towards the sky. This is our final pose here. Inhale. And exhale. Dropping the knees down onto the mat. You can widen the knees and actually let's end in child's pose. So bringing the hips towards the heels. Walking the hands out in front of you, resting the forehead down onto the mat. And using this moment of introspection to see how you felt connecting to the breath throughout today's practice. Did you forget? Did it leave your mind for a moment and then my cues maybe brought it back? Is it something that helped you get deeper into the pose or helped you stay in the present moment? Let me know in the comments how you felt. Let's connect to the breath one more time. Deep inhale through the nose. And let's sigh out the mouth. And again, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Come up onto the fingertips and slowly walk your hand towards the body. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can bring your hands together in front of your heart at heart center. Bow your chin towards your chest in a moment of gratitude for showing up today. And hopefully you can take this intention with you through the rest of the day. So if something gets a little bit too much, you have a stressful moment, or you just need to reset, see if you can bring back to the present and come back to your breath. Namaste.